That's right. Your Buffalo Sabres have won back-to-back games. Now get out of here, because this is my show. Folks, it's so good to see you again, and welcome back to Gatesy's Win More, Lots More, presented by Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel. And your Buffalo Sabres have won back-to-back games tonight, beating the Edmonton Oilers 5-1. Yes, 5-1. And this victory became true because...
Net for Edmonton.
Yeah, it has been most of the night, so it's a difference. But
the Sabres were good on all facets of the ice tonight, whether that be goaltending, Colten Ellis stopping 31 of 32, the defense holding Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl to only one goal combined, only one goal given up in the game, crazy, or the offense putting up 4 goals against the Oilers, 5 if you include the empty netter. And this is just so good to see after the past 2 weeks, which were dreadful. The Sabres down 4-1 the previous game against the Red Wings, claw their way back, find a way to win. And that's a bit of a gateway game, a bit of a turnaround. We can look back. The Sabres team looks a lot more complete than they were just like last week. They're getting healthy bodies back. Rasmus Dahlin is back in the lineup. We're seeing the impact he's having both on the score sheet and just how the team is playing. Guys are taking that next step. Tage is looking like a superstar. Alex Tuch is being the guy that wants to be paid $10+ million this offseason. This is a very good sign for the Sabres. And let's just talk, let's get to goaltending first. I am a multi-award winning journalist. They say always start with the most important things first, but we'll turn that on our head a little bit because Colten Ellis stopping 31 of 32 was awesome. He made the big saves tonight. He made saves when he needed to and then some. But he wasn't like the Sabres didn't win this game because of him. He didn't steal this game. But they won the game because of Colten Ellis. There's that point so the game was tied, and he made saves to keep it that way, to keep the Sabres with their lead, that they could build that up, where they didn't have to play from behind. He made a huge save in the first 10 seconds of the game. If he lets that in, this game goes completely differently. The Sabres would probably lose. I've got a big frown on my face right now, but that doesn't happen. Throughout the game, he looked more and more confident. He had some, scary rebounds, some pucks where it didn't look like where it was in the beginning, but by the end, he was just swallowing everything up. He had a huge backdoor save on Draisaitl with a minute left just for the hell of it. The kid is looking better and better with each game and each period he's playing. After the first game, I was talking to some of my buddies, and we're all on the same page that, yes, he won that game, but he looked just off in a lot of ways that he's going to get beat when he plays higher competition more often. But the progression Colten Ellis has made in his game, just the month here in Buffalo, is genuinely incredible and it's awesome to see. And let's run with him. He's playing well. Let's go from there. But speaking of young guys, the kids tonight were awesome. You call up Isak Rosén and Noah Ostlund because the world is burning around the Sabres on the injury front, and they struck gold. Somehow they turned Isak Rosén, one of the worst players I've ever watched in my entire life, playing in his 4th prospect challenge this summer, into what Sabres arguably one of their better players now. He has the energy, the fire. He's competing. It's awesome. He had an assist tonight on the first goal for the Sabres on the power play. Him and Ostlund are, basically running the Sabres' first power play right now, which scored the first goal of the game for them. No, Ostlund, 2 goals tonight. An incredible skill play in front of the net for the first goal. And, the second goal he scored, it comes because he has patience with the puck. He's confident. This doesn't look like a rookie in the NHL who was basically held, invisible from the game for his first, 10, 15 games in the NHL. Even his first call to start the season, he was kind of a ghost. Now he has an impact on this game. He's getting the Sabres' 4th line to produce. It is awesome to see. And that goal, that last one he scored, I do want to talk because Beck Malenstyn had such an important part on that goal in the game. Malenstyn establishes himself in front of the net, works and competes, and that allows Noah Ostlund to take a second with the puck and not just fire it when he gets above the goal line. He can move to the front, great screen, and he can pick a corner for the Sabres goal. That is awesome. Hey guys, editing Gatesy here. Just one little thing. I was so excited talking about the screen from Beck Malenstyn. I brushed over the fact that he also scored tonight for the first time since 2024. It was 56 games. But he had a beautiful tip from a Rasmus Dahlin shot. Beck Malenstyn was great tonight on both ends of the ice. This 4th line can produce. We're going to see a lot more from that. But yeah, Beck Malenstyn scored. My head is gone. Let's go, Sabres. This isn't a goal we saw last week, 2 weeks ago, where the Sabres were just dumping pucks in for the hell of it, shooting pucks for the hell of it. They had control of the game against an Edmonton Oilers team that's been in the Stanley Cup the past 2 years. That doesn't make any sort of sense in my brain. at all. That's awesome. And I think the Sabres team's going to get better when they get Zach Benson back in a little bit. Jason Zucker should be ready to play this weekend. Josh Norris skated today as well. The Sabres team, I said it a couple weeks ago, and I didn't really believe it, even though I knew it was true that, that was rock bottom, but they're going to get better because, ideally they're going to get healthier. And we're seeing that slowly come to fruition, and that's going to continue. It's going to create competition in the lineup where, you got to keep these kids in because they're kind of carrying the team at the moment. So you're going to see guys like, maybe Jordan Greenway up in the stands. Who knows what you saw Peyton Krebs fight tonight. We're seeing guys doing what they can to stay in the lineup. That's going to make the team better. A rising tide raises all ships. We're seeing that right now with the Sabres. Bowen Byram scored as well. Off an incredible, but also it felt crazy stupid in the moment pass from Tyson Kozak. This Sabres team feels like they're coming together right now. You have all this stuff happen with, Rasmus Dahlin's wife over the summer. He goes back. He comes back on Saturday for that game, and the team just felt different. You see moments where teams come together, and it's awesome. I hope we can continue that for the Sabres. Especially that top line. You look at tonight, it was Tage, Tuck, and Doan. Tage has been a ghost most of the season, not to an extent of an average player, but you put it at a Tage level. He hasn't been the player we're expecting and we've seen in the past. The past 2 games, he's had that fire. He's been, confident with the puck. He's been an actual positive impact on both sides of the ice. One, because he's at center now, and it feels a bit different, but that is great to see. Alex Tuck as well is probably one of his better games too. He's contributing on the forecheck, on the rush especially, getting his shots on net most of the time. He's still missing the shots on the rush at times, but the PK as well, he's a huge addition. The Sabres, even though their top line didn't really score, you had Tage get an empty netter, you're seeing them be an asset where they're, creating chances, being a part of it, and you're having your depth. You're actually having the Sabres depth score. So you don't have to rely on that top line to try to score a couple times a game. So when they don't, you end up winning 5-1 against an Oilers team, which is just awesome. Folks, I think I'm rambling at this point. It feels good right now, which is crazy to say. And the Sabres still sit, 1 game below 500. They're 7-8-4. But on Wednesday, they're playing the worst team in the NHL, the Calgary Flames, to get back to 500. It's so early in the season, and I know it's easy to get frustrated, and I know I was in the past month, but they can rattle some wins off here. They're back to 500 somehow. They can get a couple more. And right now, they're only 4 points out of a playoff spot. This team pisses me off with how much they enrage me and then just play incredible the next night. But folks, let me know your thoughts on this Sabres team this night and what's ahead, because like I said, I think we have some good moments ahead of us for the Sabres team. They got to bring on Wednesday. Do you go back to Colten Ellis in that? I don't know how you don't. You talk about riding the hot hand. That hand is hot. It is hot right now, so you got to keep him in net, see what they're going to do. But the Sabres team, they get Zucker back. They get Norris back. They get Benson back. They're going to get these guys contributing. And all of a sudden, this Sabres team is going to look a lot deeper. You're going to have all these lines producing. And hell, I mean, you're getting 2 goals from Noah Ostlund, 1 from Beck Malenstyn, and 1 from Bowen Byram tonight. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I think what we're going to see later in the season. But again, let me know your thoughts on tonight, the rest of the season. And, what you expect from the Sabres team. And I will see you all Wednesday. Let's go Sabres!